Hey everyone, what's up? Ethan Young here, career coach, former intern at Scotiabank, and current software consultant at Oracle. So today I'm going to walk you through why having a strong LinkedIn profile is even necessary. It really is a need in today's job market. It's kind of like the replacement of a resume, you could say. And I'm going to walk you through a few reasons why it's actually going to help you get a job this year. And we're going to hop into LinkedIn and actually look at my LinkedIn profile. And I'll actually walk you through the different elements of what makes my profile strong, what makes it weak, and how you can actually implement that and build out your own strong LinkedIn profile. Okay. So, the first reason why having a strong LinkedIn profile is necessary in 2026 here is because it actually helps sell you as a strong candidate before you even get to the interview. Because as soon as you lock in an interview, guess what the recruiter and the hiring manager and whoever is going to be interviewing you is going to do? They're going to actually look at your LinkedIn profile. Okay. They're going to search you up and they will look at your LinkedIn profile to see what's on there. If you have some great content on there, you have a strong headshot, cool banner photo, if everything is going in the right direction with your LinkedIn profile, it automatically gives them some green signals, some green flags, so that by the time you even get to the interview, you actually have already a chip on your shoulder already. You kind of already a bit closer into getting the job offer compared to other candidates who don't have a strong LinkedIn profile. Okay. And also, what this allows you to do is it kind of gives you a little bit of leeway in terms of messing up on the interview. Because even if you messed up a bit, but you had a really strong profile and they've looked into it, then you kind of have a bit more grace and leeway with mistakes because you have this additional supplementary, really strong LinkedIn profile that they're looking into. So that's the first reason. It helps with pre-selling you before the interview even happens. The second reason is that when we're running our coffee chat game to get referrals, which you can look at one of my other videos for referral gathering 101, you will actually have an increased response rate if you have a strong profile set up, right? So my profile, I have over 9,000 followers. I post daily content. I have a strong headline, strong headshot, strong banner photo. I get response rates that are pretty good when I'm reaching out to people with coffee chats because they actually want to speak with me. They're like, "Oh, how do you have so many followers?" Right? Like they see a big profile like that and they want to actually speak to me. So having an increased profile, an enhanced profile will actually increase your response rates for coffee chats. And then lastly, this is an important concept here, and we're going to talk a lot about this in when we go into my LinkedIn profile here. Inbound recruiter reach out. Okay, so this is how I got my job at Oracle. I actually had a recruiter reach out to me in the DMs in LinkedIn, and they said, "Hey, Ethan, I came across your profile. I think you'd be a good fit. Send in an application and let me know when you do, and I'll personally take a look at it." Right. So that was basically an automatic way for me to get an interview. I submitted my application, got my interview, and the rest is history. Okay. So this was a recruiter reaching out to me. If I didn't have that, I would normally have to go through the normal application funnel and just apply. Right. I would just have to apply to that job, and there were over 1,000 applicants. There were, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 people in Canada that got the role for that period. So it was a very low chance that I would have even gotten an interview if I just went through the normal route. But because the recruiter reached out to me and specifically looked at my profile and my resume, then it was an easy way, an easy layup to get an interview from there. Okay, so the way that this works is recruiters go onto LinkedIn and they set up Boolean searches. They say, find me candidates that just graduated from these three schools. We'll say Yale, Harvard, MIT, and graduated between January and February of 2026, and also studied business and or computer science, right? So they set up these Boolean searches using and or functions, and LinkedIn will return a bunch of different candidates, and then we'll rank them based on concepts similar to search engine optimization, which means it will look at different keywords. It will obviously pick up to see when you graduated, how many years of experience you have, whatever criteria the recruiting team used. LinkedIn is going to return those results. So in my scenario, whatever keywords and Boolean searches that the recruiter was using from Oracle, I got picked up pretty well in those results, right? And I'll walk you through what triggers those results, what triggers you to rank high in those results. I got picked up pretty well, and I was able to land an interview just from having a good LinkedIn profile. Okay, so that's why it's important. Okay, so those are three reasons why. One, it helps you sell yourself before you even get to an interview. Two, it helps you increase the chances that you'll actually get a response back and actually land the coffee chats. And three, it actually helps you get inbound recruiters reach out to you for jobs to get interviews. So really powerful LinkedIn, and doesn't take a lot of effort. Okay, so I'm gonna go into my profile here. All right, so let's use my LinkedIn profile here as a quick audit to see what's going well, what's not going well. Okay, so off the bat, you can see strong headshot, good banner photo. Guys, you don't have to hire a photographer for this. You can honestly take it on your phone, have someone take it of you. Just make sure you don't have any top-down lighting. There are no harsh lighting around you. There is no harsh lighting around you, and you have some natural light coming in. Take it near a window in the morning or afternoon when it's sunny, and just have a nice smile, okay? And just make sure it's clear and cut out the background and throw it onto here, right? So nothing crazy. The banner photo, I'm just using a company banner photo, but the only thing I would recommend is just don't use the default one, right? I highly recommend going onto Canva and creating a custom banner. Just use Canva free, search up LinkedIn banners, and make something that has your name on it, and use that because that looks 10 times better than just a basic banner. Okay. So when you go down, I have my name pronunciation. You can use that if you want, no need to. First thing you'll notice is my headline, and I do have my company and my school here. The headline is cool, right? So what you want to do for your headline is you want to mention what is the role that you're looking for. So let's say I am an aspiring BDR, so business development rep. So that's sales, right? So I might put aspiring BDR, right, over here, and then I would list down like three different skills that I have that are specific to BDR. So I might say like cold calling, Salesforce, and CRMs or something like that, right? Anything that's relevant to that job description. And the reason why we want to do this is because just like we talked before about how recruiters find people to reach out to for interviews, they use these boolean searches and they input keywords, right? So if you are targeting those keywords on your profile, you're more likely to show up in those results when they actually search for people, because if you never have them, you're not going to show up on the results and they'll never find your profile, they'll never reach out to you. Okay, so you want to have those keywords in here, and the headline is a good way to put those keywords in. Okay, now, 500 plus connections, super easy to get to, guys. Just send out 100 connection requests a week. You'll get there in a month or two. Okay. The About Me section is cool. So, what you want to do here is tell a story about your work experiences, right? You could even get a bit personal as well, but what I would do is I would just kind of take the last three work experiences you've had, summarize them, and how one led to the other, what the main lesson was that you learned from each, and the main achievements that you had at those jobs. And each one should be like a little blurb. Don't make it like one big paragraph. Split it up into different chunks. And then at the last paragraph, just talk about what you're currently looking for and that you're happy to connect. You can throw your email or phone number in there. And that's going to be it, right? So it shouldn't be super long. It can maybe be like three or four paragraphs. Each paragraph is like three sentences at the most. And you just want to make it legible, make it coherent, and you're just simply telling a story. A lot of the time people don't read it because it's super long. So I wouldn't spend too much time on it, but you're simply telling a story of your summarizing your work experiences and what you're looking to get into next and why. Okay. So the featured section, this is when you actually start to post on LinkedIn, which is pretty important. You're going to highlight some of those posts that you think a recruiter should see. So I just have these like funny comedic posts on here. So don't use my account here as an example, but you should be posting content that is related to, for example, oh, here's a new project I just worked on, right? And this is what I learned from the project. Okay, that's something that's really good to post about. Assuming it's not like highly confidential work related. It's something. It could be like a passion project that you're allowed to obviously speak about because it's your own project. I would make a post about that. Or maybe it's a new skill or certificate you just earned. I would make a post about that because that can catch recruiters' attention. Because and then I would highlight different things, right? So what did you actually learn about this? One of the cool other post ideas that I see is people will talk about industry trends, right? So every Tuesday they'll drop a little LinkedIn post and say, these are the industry trends within the tech sales industry, right? If they're targeting like a tech sales job, these are three hot things that are happening over the past week, or three new cool events that are happening in the tech sales industry, right? And then you would highlight those different posts onto your LinkedIn because, again, when people are looking into your profile before the interview, they're going to find these posts and they're going to see, wow, this guy actually reads a lot and knows quite a bit about it. And it's going to help you quite a bit with articulating and understanding who you are and what you're interested in. So that's posting on LinkedIn. All right. So you can kind of start to post about industry trends for the industry you're targeting, or the job you're targeting. You can post about different skills that you've learned, different lessons you've learned that could be adjacent or really helpful to the role you're getting into. Okay. So that's what you want to lean into there. My posts are just all over the place right now. I post a lot of personal things as well, which I would say you should do as well, because when interviewers look at your profile, they don't want to just hire a robot. They want to actually hire a real person. So I would look into just posting some fun content about what happened, right? So for example, the other day the train broke down. I was traveling from Kitchener to Toronto, so two different cities, and the train wasn't running. So I ran into two software engineers, made a little post about it because they one of them offered to drive me down to Toronto. So I said okay, and that's a fun little post right there. Okay. It has nothing to do with really work, but it's just something about my personality. Okay. Experience section. So you can see here, I don't have anything written for this because I don't care right now. But if I was really strictly job hunting right now, I would make sure that this was trued up. Basically, what you want to do here, a good example is down here. You basically want to copy and paste whatever star statements you have on your resume onto the work experience section here. And then in addition to that, you want to add in something else that basically states what the company is. Even if it's a well-known company, just throw in something to explain what the company is. And then put three or four different bullet points about the work you actually did there. And that's just straight up copy and paste from your resume. Okay. So you want to do that for all of your work experiences. And again, this is going to be good because it's targeting those keywords, right? If I read this and this point right here about using Jira is a software that can be used for project management, and especially used for agile Scrum methodologies. If I was targeting product management roles or product ownership roles, that's a good keyword to have right there. Okay, so that would boost me up in the rankings a bit when recruiters would look for me. So copy and paste your resume star points and throw them into here. That's it. Okay. And if you have any additional certificates, like photos, I would just put them up here. That's what I did here. Even if you have cool photos from the actual job itself, like your first day on the job, I would actually put those into here because I've seen people do that and I absolutely love seeing those. Like I always click into them. It's so interesting for me to see like, oh, this is the person's first job. It's a nice little timeline to see. Okay. And it's a nice way to spice things up to show a bit more about you. Because the longer that you can get someone to spend on your LinkedIn profile, the more that they are sold on you as a person and will want to hire you. Okay. Education, pretty simple. Just put in what school you went to. I would 100% put in the blurb about what you studied there, different associations you were a part of, and here I have my verifiable e-diploma link, which doesn't even work, I don't think. And then high school, yeah, you can put this if you want, not a big deal. Licenses and certifications, nothing really special. Just make sure you're using it anytime you get something new. Make a post about it anytime you get something new. Projects. This is an interesting scenario. So if you have any passion projects on your own that you're working on, put them here. If you did, I worked with an organization called Ripen. That is a government backed organization, and they put me on two different projects that are paid. I put those projects in here, but I could even, if I wanted to, put them in the actual work experience, right? So if you are ever doing a project that is actually with a company, right? You could actually put it into your actual work experience, assuming you were kind of like contracted in some sense working with that company. Um, but if it's just a passion project, then I would just throw it underneath the project section. Okay. And then volunteering, yes, throw in your volunteer work. Definitely make sure to put in a blurb about what you actually did there, so you can see I'm missing in that for Kids Help Fund there. Skills, throw in some skills. Recommendations is pretty cool. Honestly, people don't get this far down on the LinkedIn profile. They really just read the headline, maybe the about me, and they look at some of your posts and work experience. But recommendations is all the way at the bottom. But it's cool to see. I would just the way to get recommendations is to just keep sending people recommendations. Okay. So you can see here I've given out 10 different recommendations, but I've only received six. Just keep sending out recommendations and then ask people to send you recommendations. They will send you recommendations, right? I wouldn't say it's honestly that important, but it can definitely help you. Languages, throw those in; those are important. And then, yeah, use your LinkedIn to find people that you actually want to chat with. Okay, so guys, this is my LinkedIn profile. This is how I use it. Something else I want to leave you with here is you'll see this custom URL right here. Okay. I customize this. You can just click the pencil icon and enter your name at the end. You want to make sure you customize this URL because if you are using this URL, across your resume, which you should be, you don't want to be using the default URL that LinkedIn gives you. It's gonna say linkedin.com/in/Ethan-124-HJH-JON. It looks messy. So clean it up, customize your URL, and putting a custom URL there, and that's pretty much it, right? So again, you want to hammer your LinkedIn profile, really make use of it, start posting some content, make sure everything looks clean, and really any section that you see available that you could put information, fill it up, right? You want to have a full profile so that people spend a lot of time on your profile getting to know who you are because one, it's going to help you in actually selling yourself before you get to the interview. Two, it will actually help you in getting more interviews. People will reach out to you, recruiters will reach out to you, and three, it will actually increase your response rates when it comes to getting these coffee chats when you're reaching out to people. Okay. So that's it for this video. Again, my name is Ethan Young. I am a career coach. I help full time employees land higher paying jobs. And I'm a former intern at Scotiabank, current software consultant at Oracle. Catch you guys later.